Hey guys, it's Heather the Crochet Witch. How are you guys doing today? So I have the first, it's like a day late, sorry, but but it's not as late as it could be, as we all know from last month. I have the first update for the Movie Marquee Challenge for this month of July 2023. If you are new, if you don't know what that is, if you've never heard of it before, if you're like, what, Heather, are you talking about? The Movie Marquee Challenge is a year-long challenge that I am hosting with my friends Samantha from Amethyst Craftworks and Bella from Bella's Crochet Gifts. I'm notorious, by the way, if you are new, for getting names wrong, so they are always listed down below. So you can check them out. You definitely want to check them out for multiple reasons. One, because they are amazing ladies and you will love their yarny content. They have loads of yarny content. And two, because then when it's their picks for the month, you can catch up with them because they will do their reveals before you see it here. So there are multiple reasons, like I said. But I am doing the year-long challenge with them. We are picking movies that we had pre-selected and then randomly drawing when it is our turn. This month, hint, hint, is my turn. And showing you guys the movie posters. Once we show you the movie posters, we are making projects from inspiration from those movie posters, colors, schemes, whatever tickles our fancy. Not necessarily the same projects, just again, whatever tickles our fancy. You'll see that from watching all of our different updates, you'll see that they're all very different. And also we're inviting you guys to play along for like whatever reason you may have. Some people are doing it for the fun of it. Some people are doing it to use up scrap yarn, some to use yarn. Some people are doing it because they happen to love the movie. Some people are doing it because they do like donation things and the movie posters are inspiring them to use color combinations that they hadn't thought of before. Some people are doing, like I said, blankets. Some people are doing hats and scarves. Some people are doing purses. Some people are like bags. There's tons of different projects. So yeah, my Facebook group is linked down below, and we are always happy to see Samantha and Bella are perusing from my Facebook group. So if you want to post along like what it is that you're making, if the movie doesn't strike you and you want to use a movie of your own, feel free and go ahead and just post the poster that you're using, and that would be lovely too. It's just something inspiring from a movie, because we're all, the group of us anyway, are movie fans, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are too, and our preferences may not all be the same. So, let us know what inspires you. So that is what we are doing. Now, as I had mentioned, this month is my month, and my pick, I'm going to show you the poster now, is Star Wars. Star Wars. So much of my childhood and then my teen years and then my adult life, I am very Star Wars forward. Like I know I'm more so Stranger Things. That is no secret. Stranger Things is my number one fandom. But before Stranger Things, there was actually Star Wars and Star Trek. Sorry, don't judge me, but both of them I love. But now there's Stranger Things. Actually, I mean, I like a lot of different fandoms. I can't, but I have just like Star Wars has been present through my entire life, because it was around before I was born. So, so I have always loved it. I have loved various characters, obviously, throughout the years for various reasons. And the poster, as you probably, hopefully still see, is from the original, the episode, technically episode 4, but the first Star Wars, A New Hope. But I had said before, if a different movie from the Star Wars series tickles your fancy more, feel free to use that as your inspiration and let me know what you choose. This particular film poster release I found very colorful. There were different blues. There were like different whites if you really look at it like that. There were just so many characters. There was a multitude of colors, and it had a lot of my favorite characters in it. So I went with this one, and I'm going to use this one, obviously. So let me show you the yarns that I have decided to use here in my Stranger Things Hellfire Club bag, which has been the home of, I think, all of my projects this year. So if you are also new, my like endeavor is to use scrap balls that I've been trying to get rid of and use up and find a use for, or like floppy skeins of yarn, yarns, that kind of thing. So that's what I've been doing in this project, and I'll get to the project in a moment, but I need to pick like, I'd like ideally to pick 8 or 9 colors of yarn to use in this project each month. And what I came up with for the poster was gratuitous black, of course, which is just black. So just black. And I believe the color is just black. It's a red heart with love, which I have made very well known is my preferred like generic 4-weight basic acrylic type of yarn, red heart with love. It's my favorite. This is one of the very last. I thought I had used the very last. I thought the very last was this, but this is my absolute very last, I think, except for what is in another project bag of the Walmart haul from their last real Black Friday sale that had yarn. So this is like my last survivor besides that little scrap ball and what's in another project. This was actually in another project that I'm finishing up, and I'm finished with the black, so I stole it for this. So yeah, so black is one of the main colors, as you could imagine. And then I was going to use a regular white, but this was actually part of the other project, and it's another Red Heart with Love, but it's Red Heart with Love Metallic. And it is in just the color white. They're not very fanciful with their names, but it is a white metallic. I know that the actual sparkle isn't necessarily shown or depicted well in, a 1970s-esque picture, but I feel it's implied between the starscape of space and the twinkling of the lightsabers and the fact that, I like sparkle. So I went with the sparkle white because I didn't have any scraps right now that are color appropriate and glittery besides this. So I wanted to put just a little sparkle in it, and I felt like this could be like the white of space, the glint of metal off of one of our favorite droids, the hint of the white-esque lightsaber. Like, the lightsabers don't really, depending on which movie you're watching, like sometimes they're just fully what color they are, but their shine has a white hue to them in other movies. So this is representative of whatever you choose. I like the star idea myself, but anyway, the With Love white metallic. And then there are several different shades of blue between the space and Vader, like surrounding Vader, kind of like down Han Solo, just different. I didn't have the darker, I didn't dig out anyway the darker blue, and I didn't necessarily want the project dominated by blue, but I did have this really floppy by now skein of Blue Hawaii, which is another Red Heart with Love, and it is very, very blue. And then I had, I think this is just a Red Heart Super Saver in the Deft blue color. It's getting really washed out right there. There we go. That's more accurate. But I feel like that's like trimming on R2-D2 if you really look at him, like maybe not so much in the poster because he's pretty small, or there's probably some hues of it in the space blue also. So Deft blue got added to it. And then where R2-D2 goes, C-3PO had to go. So to represent our other favorite droid, C-3PO, this was like one of the old, those big skeins that Michael's had of like the Craft Smart yarn. I think it was Craft Smart. The really big ones that were like bigger than the Karen 1-pounders, those big, they're pretty rough to feel, but like at this point, this has gotten, like, I think it's just gotten softer from being like rolled up and rolled around and used, and like it's much softer, but it has lasted through lots of like scrappy-ish projects, but it's still around and kicking. So this is representing C3PO this time. I added in a little gray, which is another red heart with love. It's, I believe, the color pewter or periwinkle. I think it's pewter. This used to be one full skein that I had decided not to use, and then I rolled it into a ball. And then since it was in ball form, I've been just using it on random projects for this or that. And yeah, so I just added it in for a little bit of flavor. It's kind of in the shading of things like clothing and different things. In the poster, the lightsaber, I believe it's Vader's saber, isn't red fully. It's like a flame. There's also like a flame from, is it an X-Wing that's flameage? I can't remember which ship is there, or a Y-Wing. I think it's an X-Wing. I can't remember. Again, the poster was in front of you guys, not me right now, right? So anyway, the ship, there's bits of it tinged everywhere of fire. So the reoccurring Burnett value orange that I always seem to find more and more of, that has made it back. And the red goes hand in hand with that, but there's also some red located on R2-D2. There's also some red in the lightsabers that they are brandishing. So that has had its multiple uses. And this one is, I believe this one is Varsity Red from Joann's. It's a Joann's Value, Big Twist Value. I think I used up the last of my Red Heart with Love, and I did not open a different skein of it. So this one is the Big Twist Value. And then I think my last one is making a return. This is a Red Heart Super Saver in the color Coffee, because this is representative of one of my favorite characters, Chewbacca. I love Chewie. It's also Han Solo's hair. I love Han Solo too. Han and Chewie are probably two of my absolute favorites in the Star Wars universe. So Han and Chewie are represented along with our favorite droids. I mean, most of the droids are, I love pretty much all of the droids, but yeah, there we go. So those are all the colors that I have decided to use. Like, the bag does have some other stuff in it because I'm still working on a border for one of my other squares, one that I had never gotten around to. So sorry about that. But yeah, that's why it looks so packed this time around, but they're back in their bag now. And the project that I'm doing, all the information is linked down below, but just to run over it quickly, because I had made this note so much earlier in the year, I have to put it to full use in every video, you know. I am doing the beginnings. It's a 17-part cal in video form, and is meant to be a big, beautiful blanket, but I am using the first video of the cal, part 1, and a few rows of part 2. It's called the Anno 1926 cal, again, link down below. And it is, when I finish where I stop, it makes a basically a diamond. And then I take whatever colors strike my fancy and I use them to make corners and rectangle it off into a rectangle. And then I can border it. I've been bordering in black, again, the Red Heart with Love. And my goal is to just have like a big boho, scraptastic looking blanket of tiles by the end of the year. And they end up quite large, so it's gonna be quite a, you know, a long, nice, warm blanket. very decorative looking. And yeah, so that's what I'm working on. And like I said, if you're interested in doing like a cowl, like it's very like detailed when you get to the whole thing. It's kind of like if you're in the making or in looking for like one like a Sophie's Universe or like a Hooked on Sunshine, it is along those lines. So I think you'd really like it. I really do enjoy making it. I just didn't want to do like the whole blanket in each month. I stopped where I stopped to make tiles because I don't know, I like the thought of making one project out of all the months. So that's what I'm doing. And I stopped partway through. I think this is up to row like 9 or 10. But here's what I got so far. So it was space themed so far. I don't know if the sparkle is going to come through at all. But yeah, we got the space going on here. And I have some droid action happening here. I felt like this was pretty representative of R2 and C3PO, and you're gonna think I'm really crazy, but you ever have those moments of deja vu, or like you've had a dream where this happened? I swear I'm not crazy. Well, I can't swear that, but not any crazier than normal. But I swear I had a dream where I did this exact same thing. But I had this dream like forever ago. And it just kind of hit me. Like not even when I was making this, it just kind of hit me now when I was talking about it. How weird is that? That deja vu feeling just hit me. Anyway, and I did get all my ends sewn in. And what I love is once the ends are sewn in, I feel like the back of these look just as pretty as the front does, except the front has all the texture and everything. To me, this looks like the, if you're sitting, you're the pilot, you're Han, or you're Han's co-pilot, right? You're the Chewie to the Han, or the Han to the Chewie. You're sitting in the Millennium Falcon, and you're just entering warp speed, and here the stars come. And that's like the design. Like, so there's the beginning of it with the droids. I know, I'm a little crazy. You're probably right. But anyway, that's what I have so far. So yeah, hopefully you like it, and you will want to see the continuation of it. And yeah, I'm gonna let you go. So try to keep these a little short for me. You all know who've been around. This is pretty short for me. So I will let you go until next time for this update, which it's going to have to be the end of the week or so, right? Or at least by the weekend, because otherwise I won't have 4 updates for you. I ran myself out of time this week. So, all right. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure, like I said, to check out Samantha and Bella. Give them subscribe to them. Give them all sorts of yarny love. And yeah, I will talk to you soon. I love you guys. Bye.